My understanding of empathy, it didn't start with Billy in Vegas. It started a long time before. On April 30th, 1989, my younger brother Derek was born. I was a few months shy of 3 years old. My older sister was a few months shy of 5. That is me in the photo. I used to have curly blonde hair. I was so excited to have a younger brother, and I was too young to realize that he came too early. Derek was born 3 months premature. His birth weight was 2 pounds, 5 ounces. His first breath on our planet, it was too much for the blood vessels in his brain, and they burst, killing many of his brain cells. He was soon diagnosed with cerebral palsy. Now, my parents were fiercely dedicated to helping him. They would try any treatment. They wanted to give him the best life possible. We started patterning, a form of physical therapy. It took 4 grown adults, each one taking a part of my brother's body, and we would simulate the movements of crawling and sitting up. The idea is that repetition of this, my brother would start to gain muscle memory and learn how to do it on his own. My mom organized 3 sessions of people to come to our house every day, 3 hours in the morning, 2 hours in the afternoon, 1 hour at night. 60 people rotating through my house every week for 5 years. I learned how dedicated someone can be to helping someone else. But to me, I wasn't focused on his treatment. I just thought he was cute. He was my brother. I used to dress him up. I would take him sledding. I used to make him wear these silly penguin hats because when I was young, I was obsessed with wearing these silly hats all the time. I loved him so much. When we got to be school age, my parents petitioned for my brother to be included into regular classrooms. They didn't want him in special ed. And because of my mom's persistence, my brother was the first person with physical disabilities to be included into Farmington Public Schools classes. He had a full-time aide, and he went through the same way my sister and I did, all of the same teachers. But as we started to get older, I started to notice the differences between my brother's life and mine. You see, we were born into the same household with the same wonderful parents, the same family values, the same income level. We had the same teachers, the same school district, and we should have had the same opportunities in life. And we didn't, not by any stretch of the imagination. My brother couldn't walk. He couldn't talk. He couldn't feed himself. He had seizures. He was in pain. He would never be invited to a friend's house for a sleepover. He'd never have a girlfriend. He'd never have a job. My brother taught me not to judge someone based on their circumstance, because often their circumstance is out of their control. Growing up with my brother is like having a wake-up call every day. It's like a grounding moment. I hope you get that when you go to work every day. This grounding moment of gratitude of all of the opportunities that you have. But the most profound moments to me were not those of between my brother and I. It was watching the way that other people treated Derek. The students in school that would push his wheelchair between classes versus the students that ignored him. The toddlers in a park that would pick a bouquet of wildflowers and run them up to my brother in his wheelchair to give it to him versus the toddlers that would point and cry and run away because they didn't understand. The doctors that would treat my brother. The doctors that came in on Saturday mornings to give him Botox shots in his dislocated leg. The ones that went to battle to get him the medicine that he needed. Versus the lists of doctors that wouldn't see him, that refused to treat him because they didn't want the liability. I learned that we have a choice in the way that we treat others. And the greater someone else's need, the more gravity lies in our choice.